Welcome to Insights in Accounting with me, Rob Brown. This is where we pick up on key trends, bits of commentary and insights that are happening in the accounting profession. I'm here with my guest and co-host, Martin Bissett. Martin, we talk a lot about the Great Resignation, the talent shortage, the labor gap, all kinds of things going on, quiet quitting. These are myths in some people's eyes and not really the case. Speak some truth to us.
Well, I'm going to take the cue here from a newsletter that I received. I won't name whose newsletter it is, but there's a well-known consultant who is a superb, probably top of market consultant, and they produce an update every month. And in this month's update, they wrote the following. I'm quoting directly from the newsletter. Eschew the memes. That is, don't get caught in the whirlpool of Great Resignation, quietly quitting, toxic work environments, and all the rest of this nonsense. I've already seen remote delivery consultants and Great Resignation coaches look for business. People don't leave organizations, they leave individuals. Look for the patterns to determine who are driving people away. Help your clients reward people who excel and provide negative consequences for people who don't bother to do more than the minimum. Organizations exist to have customers, not to solely have employees who demand that every grievance be satisfied. Unemployment in the US here, that we're being referred to, is virtually zero, and everyone is yet advertising for staff. Don't be hiring bodies just to fill positions. Find competent people who are enthusiastic and can be properly educated. If the Great Resignation, which they call an existential jailbreak, were real, there are going to be a lot of people sleeping in their parents' basements or friends' couches.
Wow.
Close quote. Now, the reason why I thought this was fascinating is because we put this to our group to see what their responses were. And a couple of responses that interested me, Rob, were from a couple of our members, is to ask a different type of question. So one of our members said, why don't we change that question? Rather than people leave individuals, why would someone want you as their leader? Okay, and they said, this is the great question that we're being asked. Now, for me, this is the one. So when the accounting firms go out and hire, they're usually looking for a qualified, usually looking for a number of years qualified, usually in order to sit in a cubicle, usually in order to churn out what is ultimately quite boring work. Then they complain that there's no people, no good people. Well, my question would be, why would good people apply for a role like that?
Yeah.
Why would good people want you, not you, Rob, but our audience, you, as a boss? Why would good people come to a place where there's no clear career path? Why would good people leave a good job, because they're good people, remember, so they're probably already in a good job, to come across to you? So we're going to call this episode The Great Resignation and Other Myths. You know, one of the myths in accounting is that, you know, recruitment is so difficult. And the audience should shout back at me and said, no, Martin, it's not a myth. All of us are suffering from that. Yeah, but why? Because there are no good people in accounting, or that the good people in accounting don't want to leave where they are right now to come to you and your job, because you and your job stinks in comparison to what they're already doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the myth. That we keep getting said, we can't hire, there's no people, or there's no good people. That's the myth, Rob. There are plenty of good people. I meet with them in the rank and file of the client organizations that I work with every single week. They're just not looking to come to your firm because your firm's offer isn't very attractive.
That's the brutal truth, isn't it? The Great Resignation is essentially the Great Reshuffle, the recalibration where people assess what they have in their hand and look across the garden fence, if you like, and see if there's anything better. Right. So they become more critical of the culture that they're in, of the people they're working with and the people they're working for, and they make hard decisions. Now, if they are going to quiet quit or dip out of the profession, come out of employment, which is a courageous move, they will be on their parents' basement at some point because they've got to earn a living somewhere. But the message here is, if you want to satisfy the tyranny of choice, which is if people need what you do, why should they come to you first above and beyond all of their other choices, including the choice to do nothing? If you want to satisfy the tyranny of choice, then how are you the standout employer for what you do so that you keep your good people and the good people from other firms will come over to you in return?
There are great people and good people. What there generally isn't being advertised are great positions and good positions, great futures and good futures, great compensation packages and good compensation packages.
Great bosses and good bosses and okay bosses, great cultures and okay cultures.
Exactly. There's the myth. Not recruitment that's the issue, it's the opportunity that's the issue.
The problem, though, Martin, just to finish this off, is that firms get too close to their own hype, their own website, their own values, their own promises, that they think they're doing a great job. And because particularly in the senior partner level, they're locked in with equity, or they've been there years and they don't know anything different. They think, why wouldn't somebody want to work for us? What are we doing wrong? I'm quite happy here. What am I not seeing?
Or worse, that thought doesn't even cross their mind. They're not even aware of what it's like to work at their firm, to ever consider whether or not someone will come across or not, which is an even worse state of ignorance. But the bottom line is there for all of our listeners, it's probably you, it's probably not them.
Great insights, Martin. And we will put that out there to accountants on the bottom end of it to say, if you are going to recalibrate your working environment, ask yourself, are you working in a good or a great firm? And if you are at the top in recruitment positions or leadership roles, then equally ask yourself the question, is your offering a good one or a great one? And are you contributing to the Great Resignation by not being a great manager, a great boss, a great place to work? Martin, thanks so much for your insights today. That's been great.